I never thought I'd be posting here, but I need to get this off my chest. Maybe putting it all into words will help me make sense of the last 5 years of my life that suddenly feels like it was built on quicksand. Rachel and I met during our junior year of college. We had a class together, and I noticed her right away. She was smart, outspoken, and had this way of pushing her hair behind her ear when she was concentrating. It took me weeks to work up the courage to talk to her, but when I finally did, it felt like we'd known each other forever. Our relationship progressed naturally. After graduation, we both landed jobs in the city. I went into marketing, she into graphic design. We'd meet for lunch breaks when we could, text throughout the day, and spend most weekends together. Sure, we had our disagreements. Who doesn't? But they were always resolved with communication and compromise. Or so I thought. By our 3rd year together, we'd moved into a small apartment downtown. We talked about our future together often, where we might live someday, whether we wanted kids, our career goals. Rachel always seemed enthusiastic about building a life with me. She'd even drop hints about rings and marriage, showing me pictures of engagement rings her friends had received, commenting on which style she liked. Last year, her career really took off when she landed a position at a prestigious design firm. I was so proud of her. The hours were longer, and she was often tired, but I supported her every way I could, cooking dinner most nights, taking care of more household responsibilities, giving her space when she needed to decompress. 6 months ago, I started planning the proposal. I saved for the perfect ring, a vintage emerald-cut diamond with small sapphires on either side, exactly the style she'd pointed out in a magazine once. I arranged a weekend getaway to the coastal town where we'd had our first vacation together. I even secretly coordinated with her best friend Mia to make sure Rachel would have her nails done. She always said she'd want nice nails for engagement photos. Everything was set. The reservation at the cliffside restaurant, the photographer positioned discreetly to capture the moment, even a small gathering of close friends waiting at a nearby bar to celebrate afterward. When the moment came, the sunset was perfect. I gave a little speech about how she'd changed my life, got down on one knee, and opened the ring box. That's when everything changed. Instead of the teary yes I'd anticipated, Rachel's face went completely blank. Then, slowly, her expression morphed into something I'd never seen before, a mixture of annoyance and, was that disgust? "Are you serious right now?" she said, crossing her arms. I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. The restaurant suddenly seemed too quiet, too bright. I was still kneeling there, ring box in my hand, when she continued. "I didn't think you were actually this clueless," Rachel said, her voice low but sharp. "Did you seriously not pick up on all the signs? I've been pulling away for months." Looking back now, there had been changes. She'd been staying later at work, canceling our date nights more frequently, being vague about her whereabouts. But whenever I'd expressed concern, she'd blame it on work stress or being tired. I believed her because I trusted her. "I'm not ready for this," she continued, gesturing at the ring. "And honestly, I'm not sure I ever will be. Not with you. Not with you." Those 3 words echoed in my head as I slowly closed the ring box and stood up. The few other diners were pretending not to stare, but I could feel their secondhand embarrassment radiating toward us. "How long have you felt this way?" I managed to ask, my voice steadier than I expected. Rachel sighed dramatically, as if my question was an inconvenience. "I don't know. A while. Since I started at the new firm, things have been different. I've changed. My perspective has changed. And you didn't think to mention this before I planned an entire proposal?" She shrugged. "I thought you'd eventually sense it. Besides, I didn't want to hurt you." The absurdity of that statement hit me like a wave. "So instead you let me believe everything was fine, watched me plan this whole evening, and then rejected me in public? Don't make this harder than it needs to be," she said, reaching for her purse. "Look, I think I should go. I'll crash at Mia's tonight and come get my things tomorrow." Mia, the friend who had helped me plan this. Had she known? The thought made me feel sick. "Wait," I said. "I deserve more of an explanation than this." Rachel checked her phone, barely looking at me. "What do you want me to say? That I've outgrown you? That my new colleagues and friends are more aligned with who I am now? That the thought of settling down with you feels like settling?" Each word landed like a slap. 5 years. 5 years of what I thought was mutual love and respect, and she couldn't even give me the courtesy of an honest conversation before it came to this. "Is there someone else?" I asked. She hesitated just long enough for me to know the answer. "It's not about anyone else," she finally said. "It's about me needing space to grow." I nodded slowly, a strange calm settling over me. "I think you should go now." She seemed surprised, like she'd expected me to argue, to beg her to reconsider. "That's it. You're not going to try to change my mind." Would it make a difference if I did? Her silence was answer enough. "I'll be staying at a hotel tonight," I said. You can go back to the apartment. I'll come get my things when you're at work tomorrow. The next 48 hours were a blur. I canceled the celebration, paid for the untouched dinner, and checked into a nearby hotel. I didn't cry that night. I just lay there, staring at the ceiling, replaying the last few months in my head with this new context. True to my word, I went to our apartment the next day while Rachel was at work. I packed efficiently, taking only what was undeniably mine and leaving behind anything we'd purchased together. I left my key on the counter and closed the door on 5 years of my life. 3 days later, Rachel called. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. "You're really doing this?" she asked, without even a hello. "Just walking away? What did you expect?" I replied, "I don't know. I thought you'd fight for us." "For me." I laughed, not because anything was funny, but because the alternative was probably to break down. "Fight for what, Rachel? You made it clear you don't want me." "It's not that simple," she said, her voice softer now. "I'm confused. I need time to figure things out." Translation: she wanted to keep me on the hook while she explored other options. "I think you've had plenty of time," I said. "You've been figuring things out behind my back for months." She was quiet for a moment. "I miss you," she finally said. Those 3 words nearly broke my resolve. But then I remembered her face when I proposed, that look of annoyance, like my love for her was an inconvenience. "I'm not a backup plan, Rachel. I deserve better than that. So that's it. 5 years and you're just done. You ended things when you decided to check out of our relationship without telling me. I'm just accepting your decision." After we hung up, I blocked her number and all her social media. I needed clean boundaries to heal. The weeks that followed were hard. I moved into a new apartment, threw myself into work, and started running every morning. Friends chose sides, some hers, some mine. I heard through the grapevine that she'd been seeing someone from her office even before our breakup, confirming my suspicions. 6 weeks after the proposal, I ran into Mia at a coffee shop. She looked uncomfortable seeing me, but didn't leave. "She regrets it, you know," she said after an awkward greeting. "The new guy didn't work out. She talks about you all the time." "That's no longer my concern," I replied. "She thought you'd never walk away," Mia continued. "She was so sure you'd keep trying to win her back." I shook my head. "That's the problem. She saw my love as weakness, as desperation. It wasn't." 3 months have passed now. Yesterday, I got a text from an unknown number, Rachel, using a friend's phone. She wanted to meet, to talk about us again. I politely declined. Some might call me cold or unforgiving. But I've realized something important. Real love doesn't play games. It doesn't use the threat of leaving as leverage. It doesn't expect you to grovel for scraps of affection. I loved Rachel deeply, but I love myself too. Walking away wasn't about punishing her. It was about respecting myself enough to recognize when someone has shown me exactly who they are and what they think of me. She thought I'd beg her to stay, but I walked away without looking back. And every day, that path takes me closer to peace.